Welcome to eVision Live with Dr. Alexandra Kleeberg
and Dietrich Busaka. Welcome to a happy, healthy, fulfilled life.
And a healthy heart, our monthly topic.
Yes.
We already discussed about stress, about heart diseases, and today we will talk about lifestyle diseases. You always put a hyphen between dis and eases, Alexandra. What do you mean with that?
I like the word dis-ease.
Yes.
Because it means we have fallen out of ease. And the goal is for self-healing to come back into a state of ease where life flows.
This sounds good. This is also a little bit the topic of your latest book, Healing Every Day. We are going to talk a little bit on it. We will have next time a complete book tour on it. And stay to the end because we're going to give away 10 ebooks of this book. So stay away and for free and stay to the end so to get to know how to get them. And today's topic is what are lifestyle diseases? What makes us ill? And how to get into dialogue with our body in order to maybe discover and heal these diseases. Alexandra, what would you say is a lifestyle disease?
Actually, I looked in Google to see since when we have the name lifestyle diseases.
Yes.
And some say it's more than 100 years ago. Some say it just starts after the Second World War. But I think it's a history of getting more and more alienated from, I think, mainly 7 attributes of human life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an alienation from nature.
Okay, nature.
So by living in the cities, we are alienated from nature, living in houses. We are alienated sort of from time, from rhythms.
That is what your book is mainly about?
Yes, we have the light, and so we don't go to sleep as people who live in nature anymore. So we're alienated from rhythms, and all of us is rhythm actually. We are alienated from natural food. We're alienated from natural movement. We go to gyms, but we don't move as much anymore as people in former times did. We are alienated from our bodies, which is my part to explain or to get into contact in this video. We are alienated from our fellow human beings, our community, and I think we are also alienated from the deep values that kept communities together over centuries and time. So we sort of created and also are created by a lifestyle that is not really in alignment with our human nature.
It's, by the way, it's interesting, it's called lifestyle disease, because lifestyle, actually, well, lifestyles, every civilization had maybe its lifestyle, and in German actually we call it civilization diseases, not lifestyle diseases.
Yes.
And it's interesting, this slight differentiation.
Yes, I think it has to do with the coming up of the so-called civilization, and the German philosopher Ernst Cassirer, who also, I think he died in New York.
He taught in the US at Yale University.
And he says civilization is just a very, very thin crust on top of a volcano. And I think we human beings, we come from volcano, we come from fire, and I try to explain that while talking about the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. And I often tell my clients that a lot of diseases, I think, are fire diseases, that we don't live our fire.
Oh, okay. And now somehow the fire needs to break through, and this is a crust of the volcano that
yes,
is...
I think so. We have to find a lifestyle which is in alignment with the volcano that we are.
Beautiful.
And build a new civilization or a different civilization out of that, which means to be authentic, to be present in our body and present in the rhythm, present in nature and so forth.
We're getting really philosophical today. Okay, but let's see, if you say lifestyle diseases, what really makes us ill then? What is it?
There's interesting research which said that about 100 years ago, about 60-70% of the people here in Europe, they died from infections. All sorts of infections.
Related actually that time to their lifestyle, maybe not washing their hands,
yes.
whatever, not boiling the water before drinking it.
Yes, and having unprotected sex and so forth.
Yeah.
So it was about 60-70% dying from infections, and these.
But it's really something coming from outside, infections. Normally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and this medicine has sort of stopped. Modern medicine has stopped that.
Yes.
There are not very many people who die from that anymore. No. Not in this part
get
of
antibiotics,
the world.
whatever.
Yes.
So we can really heal that.
But interestingly, the 60% they changed from infection to these lifestyle diseases. We have about 60-70% of the population that die from these lifestyle diseases, which means diabetes, which means migraine, some sorts of cancers, whenever there are problems with the digestion system, allergies, alcohol, drugs, smoke, muscle, joint diseases and so forth. So for me, actually, it's about 95% of all, but statistics says it's about 60-70%. And like overweight has to do with that we are alienated from the natural food. We're alienated from natural movement, maybe alienated from natural mindset as well.
And the relation to, and even a relation to our body.
Yes, and then there are also psychological lifestyle diseases, depression, anxiety, fear, and so forth. You have found all of these diseases in other cultures as well, like cancer. We have in Europe, we have this Ötzi. It's called Ötzi.
From the glacier in Austria, no, in South Siberia.
And I don't know how old he is, 50,000 years or something like that, 40, 30, 40. And I read that he had cancer. So we don't know what happened to him, but he was alone. So we know that our biggest fear is being left alone. And I think this fear thrives on all sorts of sicknesses, of lifestyle sicknesses as well, on a psychological level. So there has been cancer all along, there has been asthma all along, there has been probably allergies all along, but now it's it's more and more. Like in earlier days, not so many people died of heart attack, but now it's the most common death cause. So it has been in civilization all the time, but it's condensed more. It happens more and more often and to many more people in the population. And I think most of it is due to what I call stress, and stress is due to anxiety, and anxiety is due to this very deeply in the brain rooted fear of being left alone, because that meant death in earlier time. So this fear is driven on by loss of people. It's driven on by loss of working places, loss of homes, and so forth. So, and even the imagination of losing somebody might drive on this fear and accelerate it.
So you would really say anxiety is really the most important factor that is really leading to all this...
As I see it, anxiety is anxiety and the fear not to survive something. I think it's the most deeply rooted fear in the brain. And for me, if I have this line of
ancestors,
of causes.
Of causes.
I think it's one of the central causes of these civilization or lifestyle sicknesses.
That we were doing with all our lifestyle, our abundance, we don't overcome all anxiety as something which is really threatening us.
Yes, and that's important to get conscious about that.
Yeah.
Because this fear is not rational. It's a very deeply rooted fear, and probably it comes when we are separated from one another, or if we're not in alignment with who we are. And we need to get conscious about that. It's the fear that drives on the sympathetic system, and then try to relax and change the self-damaging belief systems that go with this unrational fear. And as soon as we get conscious, we can do something about it. We are in the most beautiful area on earth, I think, the two of us. We are in 70 years of peace, at least here in this part where we live. We live in pretty much abundance, and I don't starve here. I have friends, I can move, I have nature, so actually there is no reason to get sick.
Nevertheless, people are getting sick here.
60–70% even here are sick.
And your practice is full of patients.
Yes, of my participants, yes.
So
that's a controversial, right? Actually, we have never in human civilization we've had so much money, so much time, so much possibility, so much information, and still people getting sicker and sicker and sicker. So it's really...
And even with the life expectancy is getting back down. And
yes, it also went up, but now I think...
For some countries it's still going up, for others it's even going down again. So that's...
because there's Alzheimer, Parkinson, dementia and so forth.
All these other kinds of illnesses.
Old age. So I think it's very important to get conscious and to stop this sympathetic system. It's not necessary, and it can even make us sick.
Okay, so what can we do about it?
First is to always calm down. I talked about this in the last video. It's okay to get excited a few times a day and get maybe even fearful, but then to calm down
really
within 5 or 10 minutes, to change those old self-damaging belief systems that make us sick.
But I first need to identify them.
Yes, the first step is to get conscious about it. And then we can identify it and see there are no lions here, but our boss is our lion, or our partner, or our mother, or a child. And to sort of see that this is, I make the monster. I created this boss lion. I created this grandmother monster or whatever. It is my creation, and so to change that and to become free of that, and to go back more and more into the parasympathetic mode, and then into flow between the two systems of the sympathetic and the parasympathetic system. This is one. And the other one, I think what we need is healing communities, healing relationships, healing working places, healing schools, healing elderly homes, healing colleges, healing universities. And when everywhere we go there is an atmosphere of healing and awakening and of consciousness, then life becomes healing, and we have time to do other things like play or fly to the moon or invent new creations or whatever.
Actually, we did this afternoon, we did a hike with a group of our Heal Now non-profit organization, and there was a lady actually sharing, and it's really nice, I would like to share this. She told me that she had been meditating, and this morning really came like a awakening to her, that so far she had been always for her it was normal to be in a mode of doing, being active, doing, this is what, functioning.
Yes.
And she never had been for her accepted that she could be also in a mode of being.
Yes. And we are called human beings and not human doings.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think this is a very smart word.
Yeah, human being. We are human beings.
Human being, just to be human, and everything else evolves from that.
Yeah. So, what exactly do you have an exercise for us that we can do to get out of our disease, or to
yes,
know...
I said the 7 factors for civilization diseases or lifestyle diseases is the first one I said was nature. So wherever you are, just go to at least a piece of nature. Go to your park, or go to the tree in front of your house, or just look into the sky. Glasses is also a lifestyle disease, and the eyes need the starry sky to open up. So do something like that. Align back with nature, from alienation to alignment to nature.
And even in any big city, there is somewhere some green,
park,
or you can just drive out for a little while, and then you can find into nature and some green.
Second is rhythm or time. Nature has rhythm, the sun has rhythm, the moon has rhythm, the stars have rhythm,
the ocean has rhythm,
have rhythms.
The seasons.
So when we have light, like we have it here, we are out of rhythms actually. The rhythm is to sleep now actually. Nature's rhythm is to sleep.
Yeah, outside it's already dark,
Yes, so try to come back into natural rhythms. The third is food.
Big issue.
Natural food. Like the doctor I work with, he says just take the food that grows naturally in a surrounding of maybe 30 miles.
Yes, or like all the sugar-related diseases.
Exactly.
At the time when we had fruits, and we had maybe dry fruits or whatever, we had at some time of the year we had lots of sugar intake.
It was seasonal food as well.
Yes, sugar, fruits was just seasonal. Nowadays we have it all the time, and the sugar industry since the 19th century really pushed it and made that dependent on it.
Yes, caries is also a civilization disease. Then movement. Actually, those people we studied who live very, very old, they never go to a gym.
Yeah.
We have this house in southern Switzerland, in the Italian part, and it has 86 stairs.
Yeah. And people used to live there. Everything there are steep mountains, and there are just they have to walk stairs all their life.
Stairs are very, very good. It's good for the muscles. It's good for the heart. So don't use a lift. Just climb the stairs, for example. You don't need a gym. Just move throughout your day and see that you move from the steps. You move, maybe you walk to a grocery or whatever. Just move.
But there are always some people that give you bad ratings in Airbnb for your house because of the stairs.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And stairs are very, very healthy. There's a lot of research on it.
Yeah. Very
healthy. So even if they're not that comfortable, try to use the stairs. The other one is relationships. we are separated mostly from our families, from our mothers or fathers or grandmothers. We live in isolated apartments, there are a lot of single apartments, so it's good to have a lot of heartful, natural relationships and to create your own tribe. The sixth is values. We have all sorts of values, but we need values which are good for community building. And the seventh, I put it last, is the alienation from the body.
Okay.
And to be aligned to the rhythms of the body. The body has rhythms as well as nature outside. Atoms have rhythm, the heart has a rhythm, the lungs has rhythms, the brain in a way.
Yes, actually the first episode here on the heart was trust your body, trust your heart.
So as a psychoanalyst, I work with this part mainly, not on diet, not on movement, not on relationships, sometimes yes, but so this mind-body part is my expertise.
Okay.
So it's
so
really
stay to the end. There's still you're gonna get the how to get this wonderful book, Healing Every Day. We're gonna give away 10 of them today for free.
So I think the first part is to get back into harmony with your body.
Okay.
And a lot of people I know, they think and they don't really feel their body. It's just to do exercises, to feel your feet, to feel your legs, to feel your trunk, to feel your shoulders, arms and hands. For example, to talk with them. I have a checklist, a body checklist for every day to check all the organs through, like the feet, the legs, the digestion system, the kidneys, the bladder, the liver, and everything, the lungs, the heart, and so forth, just to check it through every day and see if everything is in flow and everything is in harmony. So this I would advise.
But how can I, when I check, how do I know if it's okay or if it's not okay?
You just feel, and you get more and more experience over time. Maybe the first time you don't feel anything. I had a participant in my group, she said it took her 2 years to feel her liver.
Okay, for me, I'm rather the other way around. I feel something, I think, it's maybe a little bit hurting and maybe something may be wrong.
Yes,
it's not.
This is just a basic exercise, and you can put your hands on it while you feel it. So you really know that you're with your imagination on the right place. And the second step would be, if you feel there is something wrong, do some exercises. Sometimes it's enough just to breathe out or to breathe into that. I will explain that in another video. What is
breathing?
No, about which imagination to put in the organs.
Okay, in the organ. Okay.
I will explain that in another video. But you can breathe there and relax there. Relaxation is almost always the right thing, because pain comes from being stiff and pulling the tissue together, and then you can't detoxicate anymore in that area, so it's very good to relax that area. And you can relax it with your hand.
Yeah, actually what I do is, actually if I'm feeling something is not okay, I send my love there. I really send warm and love, and is that just a feeling. I tell my liver everything is okay, don't be afraid, everything is okay, just relax. I love you. Dear heart, I love you.
Yes, yes. You have this t-shirt on Bend Reality. I would say maybe Bend Civilization.
Okay.
This is, civilization is the so-called reality we believe in.
Yeah.
But it's the so-called reality that makes us sick, so we have to sort of bend it so it becomes healing. And most of all, I love the idea of healing the health system.
Okay, wonderful, great. Healing the health system, and well, so for us, the exercises just get into dialogue of our body and scan it and get into to better feeling for it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here. And now we come to how to get this book, Healing Every Day. So to get this free book, me email to order@evisionpublishing.com, order@evisionpublishing.com. Just put in the headline free book, and you will get a promotion code by which you can then download an ebook. You can select if you want to have what kind of EPUB, Kindle or whatever. So this is how to get a free ebook. So we have 10 of they are called these little cards to give away for the moment. These little cards, Healing Every Day, and there is a number on the back. Here it says 571, by which you can then get your free book. And even more, if you want to have a free call with Alexandra, then we invite you to write a review on whatever Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, whatever, where you are, or especially where you bought this free book, because then you are entitled to write a certified review. So write a review and send us a link to this review, and then we invite you for a call, for a webinar with Alexandra. So for 1 hour, 2 hours, you can ask any questions to Alexandra on this book, Healing Every Day, or on whatever on self-healing you want to question.
It will be a group call.
It will be a group call. So maybe, I don't know how many people will participate. So it will be really on application, everybody, for those people who have written a review. So just so write a review, send us a link, and we invite you to this webinar. Maybe we have, and if for now you didn't have the chance, you didn't win the book, there will be another chance to do, because next week we're going to have a virtual book tour of the book. Really, we're going to go into detail through the book, and then again there will be the opportunity to win some free ebooks. So thank you for being here, and well, don't miss the virtual book tour next Tuesday, and especially share this information with your friends. So it's nothing better than watching this with friends and having a community, having good relations. This is healthy. So please be happy to see you again, and
open your heart and start